Go ahead and introduce show. Yeah, if my stream kind of messes up a little bit, then I'm gonna just cut it off today and then finish recording the rest of it and upload it later because I do not have the patience for these Wi-Fi problems today. I really don't. Um so yeah, anyways, thank you for coming to episode 14 of My Thoughts No One Asked For. Um yeah, here we are. And I'm feeling good. New hairdo, new hair who this. We got a new color. It's like auburn. Um yeah, it's not too long. It's not really like butt. It's like right to my butt. It's not like past my butt. So it's not too long. Um oh man. It like buffers a little bit. Okay. Um yeah, if it keeps doing that in like the next couple of minutes, if it keeps doing that in the next couple of minutes, then just let me know, please. If you're still in here. Um but yeah, so got my hair done. So I'm feeling cute. I'm feeling, I'm feeling great. When you get locks, my head hurt a little bit, so I gotta keep it cute these next couple of days. But yeah, they're more like distress locks. I think they're very cute. I like it. I have a hoodie on today. I almost was gonna hop on stream my road because it's freezing in the house. I don't know what's going on. I really should have turned on my heater in his room. It is freezing. I'm really about to put this whole jacket on, kind of zip it up. Like, forget trying to be cute, cause bro, it's cold in here. Um, but anyways, outside of that, quick little life update. Um, this week has been pretty smooth. I've been like working out, staying active, all of that stuff. Um, have not quite 100% fixed the diet part. I'm gonna get there, but baby steps, baby steps. Also, I'm have a new job opportunity. I'll be starting very soon, so I'm very blessed and happy about that. Thank God. I've been complaining about my schedule and not having enough time, and that soon will change, which means more streams, which means more time to film other things that I want to do, which means more time to film my other YouTube videos for my main channel, which means I just get to just have more time to pour into my content. Still working a full-time job, still getting my weekly check, but I'm still able to like have more of my day to put more energy into this. And I was literally just complaining about that last episode. So the fact that that is something that's changed, I'm very, very happy and very blessed about that. Um, and yeah, I with should I go over? You know what? I'm gonna save that for next week. I was gonna kind of go over my goals for October. Well, not all of them, but like a few. But since next Wednesday is the first, I will just wait till next Wednesday. So let's get into the show. The first thing that I wanted to start off with, because I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, you know what? Um, technically, I live like a pretty boring life. Um, and I don't feel ashamed about it. I don't feel bad about it. I don't know. Let me not lie. Let me not lie to y'all right now. I feel like sometimes I do feel a little bit left out or a little behind and whatnot. Um, I feel like, thank you. I my Wi-Fi is tripping right now, and we know what that means. That means I'm gonna get annoyed. So if you're currently watching live and it's kind of messing up a little bit, I'm really really sorry. Um, but I'm gonna just keep. I'm already recording this at the same time, so I'm gonna just finish, and I'll figure this out later. But anyways, but yeah, I would say that I do live a pretty boring life. And I do feel like sometimes I think about it and I'm like, I'm young, I'm 22. Like, I feel like my life should be more interesting, whatever that means. But then also, I feel like sometimes my um idea of like life being interesting can be influenced by like I feel like it can include negative influences, and um I don't necessarily want that. Like when I think about, like when I sit and say like, "Oh my gosh, like my life is so boring. Like I don't do nothing. I just go to work. I, pursue my interests and I keep pushing. Nothing more, nothing less." Um when I do that and I think about it and I'm like, when I think about the opposite of that, and I think about, oh, well, I could be living, a pretty violent life. I could be living a pretty reckless life. Um, I could have, a lot of toxic relationships. I could have a lot of chaos going on. And honestly, I don't want that. I don't want to be involved with anything. I don't want to be involved with any of the above. So I'm actually fine with my really boring life. I'll stick to it. I'll stick to me being very much solo dolo, focused on me, focused on me, myself, and I. Go to work, pursue my interests, keep it pushing. Um, I think I've kind of I think I've kind of been able to be okay with living a boring life, and at least for now, because I feel like the only reason why it feels boring is because I'm just sitting still and I'm in a transition period where like I'm actively working towards something. And so yeah, most of my time is going to be consumed of taking steps towards completing the end goal. And so I feel like sometimes that's the only reason why it can feel boring, but um I know that eventually once I accomplish a lot of things and I get to where I want to be, then it'll feel a lot less boring. But right now, because I choose peace, because I choose myself, because I choose happiness, um because I choose authenticity, honesty, and I'm a little selfish at times, then life is a little bit boring, and I'm okay with that for right now. I feel like that's how it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to feel. And yeah, I'm not gonna like let myself feel bad about that or try to start doing shit for the plot just because shit feels a little dry right now. um I feel like the good thing is that I don't feel unfulfilled. Like although um I'm not doing a lot as far as in everybody face, I'm like all over the city. Um I feel pretty fulfilled and I feel happy. And I definitely recall many different times where like I was very active, I was very social, I was at this place, that place, but I wasn't necessarily happy. So I'm kind of fine with my little content, boring life where I'm just to myself and I get to it and I'm not wasting my energy around people just like I understand why we come to the conclusion to like do shit for the plot. And like I totally get it. Um because sometimes you're just like fuck it, you know? And I'll actually go ahead and like transition into this what I want to talk about anyway. With like sometimes you ever have that feeling of just, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna make this decision. It may not be the right one. It may not be the perfect one. It may cause me issues later. But fuck it. I think some fuck it decisions are allowed every now and then. Like I just think certain things are not worth thinking too hard about, because if any of y'all are like me, I try to prepare myself to make decisions for certain situations and be like, okay, well, if this happens, then I'm going to do this. If X happens, then I'm going to do Y. And oftentimes, a lot of the times, it doesn't happen that way. And it's not necessarily because I can't, stand on what I say I'm going to do. It's just more so when you're actually in a situation, then sometimes you might handle something differently naturally. And I think that we have to allow ourselves to be okay with that instead of getting mad at ourselves for not sticking to the plan and being like, oh well, this is not what I said I was going to do, and like I'm so mad that I did this and da 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 da, or I'm mad that I handled it this way, I wish I would have said that this way or whatever. um I really overthink everything, and especially decisions that I make. And of course, I don't feel like you should just, you know, not think about decisions at all. I don't think you should just wait until you're in a situation to, you know what I mean? I don't think that that's necessarily what you should do, but sometimes I'm kind of just like, you know what? I want to do this, or I don't want to do this, or I want to say this. And I've been allowing myself to just live in that recently without making myself feel bad about it. Um Instead of trying to stick to whatever tone I set before, like no. Actually, I do want to do this. I do want to make this decision. No, I actually do want to confront this person. Or I actually don't want to confront this person. Like sometimes my feelings may change in that exact moment based off what I'm feeling. And I don't always think that you should make decisions based off your raw emotions in that moment. Obviously, I don't personally think that is always the best thing. However, in those like small, very, very small situations that we overthink and we try to prepare and plan and be like, well, this is how I'm going to say this, or this is what I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to do. It's like with those really small situations, I don't think we should beat ourselves up too much. Like, do what you want to do. Don't try to don't think too much about outside perception, or don't even think too much about how you're going to feel later. Like you may regret something or you may not. You may not regret it. You may feel like you left some things out. You may feel like you should have said this. You may have feel like you had the wrong tone or whatever. Like I think we should allow ourselves to just deal with situations in that moment raw, and just be unapologetic about it, because you know it is what it is. And it's like if I disagree with this decision and I realize later, you know what, I fucked up, I made the wrong choice, then I can deal with that later. But I think, I don't know, I just feel like I'm too hard on myself a lot of times, and I'm sure a lot of other people are too. And I just checked myself about it this past week of just like, you know what, you do what you want to do. How about that? How about that? You do exactly what you want to do and forget what could be perceived, or what, just do whatever you want to do in that moment. Say whatever you want to say. And going back to last week, just like trusting your own intuition, trusting your gut. I feel like there are some cases where you should stick to that plan that you had beforehand. You know what I mean? But again, a lot of the times things change in the moment, and you know, that's just something that I'm learning. So hopefully that can be helpful to anyone. Just be nicer to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just like remember that this is your life and you're allowed to make your own decisions, and you do not have to feel like you need to live up to any standard or you need to impress anybody. This is your life. Do what you want to do, not what anybody else wants you to do. Um None of that shit matters. All that matters is what you think in your perspective and the decisions that you want to make that's going to better your life. Um and the decisions that you want to make that you feel that is right in that moment. You shouldn't feel guilty about it. You shouldn't feel bad about it. Like, do your thing. I'm going to talk about one of my pet peeves really quick because it annoyed me at work the other day. So One of my biggest pet peeves is like people that gossip. I just don't like, why are you like, stop talking. I just feel like some people talk way too much. I don't like when someone is questioning me about something that I didn't tell them. Like, I didn't even tell you that. So, first of all, who told you that? And like, why are you asking me about it? I don't like first of all, I don't like being questioned. That's number 1. And 2, um why are you questioning me or asking me about something that I didn't even talk to you about directly? Because you're a chatty Cathy and somebody that I talked to told you this, now you feel comfortable to come to me asking me about it? No. No, because I can easily see that this has been like a game of telephone and it wasn't intended to be. And so now I'm going to shut the fuck up. Now I'm not going to talk to anyone because y'all talk too much. I don't like people that talk too much. I don't like people that gossip. If I tell you something, that don't mean that I'm okay with you telling this person and that person. I don't even care if we're all mutual friends. If I tell you, if I tell person A something, I only want person A to know. I don't give a fuck if me and person A are both friends with person B. I may have my own reasons for not wanting to tell person B. And I don't really have to explain that to nobody, but it's just like, if I tell person A that, why are you going to tell person B? What does that have anything to do with person B? I told you. Like, people got to learn when to shut up. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's impossible for y'all to hold water, but like, it's okay for you to just keep it to yourself. I promise you. I left you with the information because I wanted you to know for whatever reason. Why are you going to tell somebody else? What's the point? What is the point? Because now you have somebody who feels bold enough to come and then talk to me about something that I never directly told them. So now I'm looking at both of y'all crazy because I'm like, well, why the fuck do y'all have to talk so much? Why do everybody got to yap so much? I feel like even when it comes to friendships, I feel like a lot of the times with friendships, people feel very obligated to certain information, and I'm just not one of those girls. I think just because we're friends, I don't have to tell you everything. We're friends, I don't have to tell you any details about my love life. If you naturally make me comfortable enough to talk to you, and I know that you're not gonna tell my business and you're not judgmental and you've had your own experiences that you can relate to, then yeah, I don't mind talking to you about that. But if if you are a type of person that will go run and tell my business, or you will look at me up and down and judge me, or um question me about something, then it's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna leave out certain details because it's just like, I don't I don't need that. I don't think that that's what friendships are necessarily for. And I feel like you're not obligated to know that. And honestly, off rip, I don't necessarily have any issues talking to you about it. But if I feel like you feel obligated or you feel like it's necessary for you to know, that off rip is a red flag for me, because then that gives, if I say something that you may not want to hear, or if it's even like a fraction of something that isn't perceived like as good or in a perfect, or seen in like a perfect light, then here comes the judgmental shit, and here comes you trying to be like my mom and telling me what to do, and it's just like, I don't need that. I didn't ask for that. I'm an adult. I can make my own decisions. So it's like, if I'm dealing with a guy that's kind of like, you know, doing me wrong to whatever capacity, I don't need this like overwhelming sense of like judgment, or you trying to make me feel worse. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't need that, especially now that I feel like I have enough experience to like where I won't even be put in those type of situations, but like I just don't feel like you're obligated to that information. I don't feel like you're obligated to know anything. Of course you want to tell your friends like as much as you would like them to know. You want them to know as much about you as possible. So I get that, but I don't walk around feeling obligated to know certain things. I understand certain people might not want to tell me certain things because they may think that I'm going to react a certain way, or they just know I don't care. See, me personally, I actually give zero fucks about like who my friends are intimate with, or who they are, who, unless they're like a real significant other, like they're like a real boyfriend and like they're going to stick around. I don't care who you're sleeping with. I don't care who your sneaky links are. I don't care who your I don't care who your situationships. I don't care who your situationships are. I don't care about none of it. I don't walk around giving a fuck about who any of my friends are dealing with romantically. It's just, I just don't personally care. So some people will have this reaction of like, oh, well, you don't want to tell me this information, so I'm not gonna want to tell you. And it's like, that don't affect a bitch like me, because I just naturally don't care about certain shit. I just, if you don't want to tell me, you don't want to tell me. But naturally, I'm not walking around caring about who you're dealing with romantically. Like I said, if it's a real partner, like a real deal boyfriend, of course I would at least like to know his name or some shit. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm just, that sense of obligation that like you feel like you need to know, you need to be informed of, especially details and stuff. It's like, no. It's like, I'll keep it cute depending on how the type of person that I know that you are. I'll keep it cute. I'll tell you information, but if I have an argument or whatever, I don't need to tell you every time I have an argument with somebody, or every time I fall out, or me and a nigga have issues. Like, I don't have to report that to you. That's none of your business, because then if I report that to you and then I'm still dealing with him, then you're gonna judge me. So it's like, which one is it? You know what I mean? And it's like, I'd rather just be able to pick and choose what I can tell you and just keep it very surface level, so I don't have to deal with all the yapping and all the judgment and opinions. It's like, yeah, I don't need it and I don't care. That's just me. Um, that's just me. People may disagree, but yeah, I don't feel like you're obligated to know anything about anyone. Um, but yeah, kind of while like in the realm of us talking about friends and stuff, I wanted to address this conversation, this huge generalization that I see mainly on TikTok, of people saying, oh, y'all have to watch out for y'all have to watch out for girls that have no friends or don't have a lot of friends and stuff like that. I think the fact that y'all make that like such a big generalization is already a red flag. I think that's weird in itself. Um Mainly because different people, quote unquote, don't have friends or no longer have friends for various reasons. And they all can be extremely valid, and it doesn't necessarily mean that all of those people were the problem, but it also doesn't mean that they didn't contribute but it also doesn't mean that they didn't contribute to the problem, or that they weren't the problem. It could be literally all of the above. um so, and also, I think it's kind of like backwards to say that someone who would rather be by themselves most of the time, and doesn't want to stick who doesn't want to stay attached to people or to a clique, just because of how long you've been around them or how long you've known them, or just for the sake of having friends, when you know that those people didn't really like you or didn't really care about you. I think that that's weird to say that those people who choose to stay away from those people are like in the wrong, or who are the red flag in the scenario. Like, how am I a red flag because I'd rather stay to myself than be forced to be around people that I know don't actually like me as a human, just for the sake of having friends? There's people who are friends with people for like most of their life, and it's like I'm an adult now. I don't really care to sit here and start all over with people at this very moment. And when I do, because of shit that I learned and experienced, I'm a lot more cautious with people that I even call my friend. So it's not like I don't have people that I can call. It's not like I don't have people I can't hang out with. It's just I'm not calling everybody my friend. Y'all use that word way too loosely, especially best friend. Like, not everybody's your friend, not everybody's your best friend. Y'all be calling people y'all friend who literally don't even like you. So, um if I'm gonna be the red flag because I'd rather stay to myself and because I'd rather choose peace and because I'd rather continue to work on myself and become my best version of myself so I can, you know, be able to contribute to friendships in the best way, then that's what I'm gonna choose to do. I don't like the generalization of red flags. Y'all be friends with people and be talking shit about them and y'all actually don't like them at all. Like, y'all strongly dislike them. Y'all are friends with people that y'all hold grudges with and that y'all have a lot of animosity and jealousy towards. Y'all are the red flags. Okay. But if you're friends with people and you don't have those feelings, then you're a green flag. Good for you. But it's just like, I don't like that generalization because people who quote unquote don't have friends can all be for many, many, many different reasons. And I don't think that it's fair to just label those people as a problem. I think y'all are talking about a very specific group of people. And I think y'all should just speak on those specific groups of people generalize and not generalize people who don't have friends because that's not like it's not a fair thing to do. People could not have friends. They could have moved away from their hometown. They could um again just like naturally grown out of these friendships, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad people or that it was some big fallout or some big thing. Like, people literally just grow from each other. That's it. You just grow out of these relationships. You grow, especially these relationships you formed when you were younger. Like, people grow out of that and it's okay. It doesn't mean that any of us are necessarily red flags. I feel like the only people that are red flags are the people who are not constantly working on themselves. If you're fine with how you are and you're complacent and you see absolutely no room for growth and you just think that you're perfect and you have nothing you can work on, um that you couldn't possibly be the problem in any way. you're I feel like that's the only way you can be a red flag. I think these generalizations that people try to make to try to categorize people as red flags or what is viewed as you being like oh, be aware of this person. I think that all of that is bullshit. I think as long as you are aware of your flaws and you're constantly trying to work on them and you're constantly trying to be a better version of yourself, then I feel like you can't be a red flag because you're doing the work. If you're not doing the work and you're complacent, you're fine with how you are, and you're just like, oh, I know I'm not the problem. I know I'm not this, then you're a red flag. That's the difference. That is the difference. Um, so yeah, that's just my personal opinion on that. Um, I guess yeah, to close it out, I do want to go ahead and talk about competitiveness in hip hop. So yeah, this is good for me to close it out with because so I didn't really okay, I would say when it comes to these to my thoughts no one asked for, I am very particular with some of the things that I speak about because when it comes to music specifically, I want to have like a whole separate music, live stream show for you guys. And I don't necessarily want to, like, be on live and, you know, be talking about that when I know I'm going to have something else for it. But, um, what I did want to talk about, I don't want to get too much into like stan shit. I wouldn't necessarily put myself apart. I wouldn't necessarily identify myself with like Stan Twitter when it comes to like Nicki and like the female rap sector, but like I'm not deep in it, but I do watch it from afar cuz like I've told y'all I am a little messy, okay? And with my my favorite rapper being Nicki Minaj, there's a lot of entertainment around that. She brings a lot of entertainment. Her name alone is it just brings a lot of talk, a lot of conversation. And of course with Cardi B dropping her recent album, Twitter is like a war zone, okay? It's an absolute war zone talking about first week numbers, Nicki, and now I woke up to Nicki Minaj announcing an album next year. Like that lady is actually insane. And so yeah, I did want to talk about I seen a tweet where someone was talking about how like why are people acting like it's strange for people to be competitive in hip hop? Like this is a sport. And as someone who grew up watching battle rap as a kid, I 1000% agree. I feel like as we're getting into these later years of hip hop, as we're getting into these current years of hip hop, it's definitely really watered down when it comes to the competitiveness. um as far as people allowing it to be a natural thing that should just exist without it being like beef and like this huge like drama. I feel like in ways, I feel like for example, Kendrick and Drake went a little far, but honestly, when I see a lot of these beefs or like issues that people have, like these rappers have, I'm like, I've seen worse in like battle rap. So in that way, for me, I feel like I appreciate authenticity in hip hop, and especially people who are very cocky and very much like I'm that bitch. Like Nicki Minaj came into the game like saying none of you bitches can rap. I'm gonna be like I'm on the throne. Like she said, pass that crown to the real queen. Like she really came in talking her shit, and she literally went on a insane run that is like I don't even know how to like put it into words, and like really just became this like mainstream superstar. And I feel like you don't have to like Nikki, but I think her owning the queen title and her like standing in her cockiness and knowing that she's that bitch is like that's what hip hop is. Like it shouldn't be viewed as like a bad thing. I feel like all rappers, all creators should view themselves that way. And I feel like so when it comes to these little like petty beefs that we're seeing in hip hop, especially with like female rappers, um or well, aside from beef, I will say when it comes to competitiveness, right? So when it comes to like Cardi being projected to sell. Now, I'm not a person who gives a fuck about numbers, so I'll say this just for the sake of conversation. But Cardi's predicted to sell like over 200K her first week. So now like Nicki's about to drop next year, and now people are like complaining, and it's like y'all don't want any fun. Do you? Like this is fun. Like hip hop is a sport. I don't know, like niggas are be on a football field fucking each other up. In hip hop, yeah, you do 200K, boom, I'm coming back out a couple months later and I'm finna outsell you. Like, yes, it's about to be a battle. I'm here for it. I'm here for the theatrics. This is why Nicki Minaj is my favorite rapper. Well, no. This is one of the reasons. This is this is one of the reasons why Nicki's my favorite rapper, because she makes this shit fun. She gets a kick out of this shit. She be laying up with her feet kicked up gagging, kikiing, and cackling because like this is literally a joke. This is literally a joke to her. And I feel like more people need to just lighten up in hip hop. Like hip hop is supposed to be fun. A lot of these a lot of these people that you may think that are beefing or that have issues, like some people really don't. It don't be that deep. Like it's just like for the love of the sport, like people need to bring that back because it's just like this is hip hop. Let's make this shit fun again. Like why are y'all so and I feel like unfortunately with the way that the Drake and Kendrick shit ended and now it's a whole lawsuit and whole big thing. Um it kind of has I feel like it's kind of created a line when it comes to competitiveness and hip hop and like creating a barrier between like what's allowed to be said and what's not allowed to be said. It's just kind of it's a gray area for me. Again, cuz I feel like in rap it's kind of like I feel like when you step in the ring, all bets are off. That's just my opinion. That's what you see in real like battle rap. That's what happens. Like niggas can say the worst of you. Niggas can say they can dish your dead homies. They can dish your dead relatives. Like it don't fucking matter. All bets are off. So for me, I just think in hip hop and in rap and music, um, I think it's all okay. I enjoy it. And not necessarily just for the drama of it all or just to be entertained, but like people should be competitive in hip hop. It's literally a sport. We should want more of this, like we shouldn't want people to just kick back and like lay around and all be friends and all hold hands. Like no. We need more people running around saying that they're the best, saying that they can do X, Y, and Z. Now, I'm aware that there are not that many people that are qualified to run around and say that, but certain people can pop their shit. No, certain ugh, fuck, I can't talk. Certain people can pop their shit in own weight, y'all. I can't talk right now. My God. Um, certain people can pop their shit in their own way, so it's just like I feel like that needs to come back. I feel like we should have more of it. And not only just in female rap. I need the niggas to like to get busy too. I understand Drake and Kendrick had their whole shebang. So I get it, but I just need more people to feel confident in themselves and confident in their craft and be cocky and pop your shit. Like this is what this shit is about. And of course, us as the fans, we like the drama. We like the theatrics behind it, but I don't know. I just like when people like what's I like when people would say like they're the best at something and actually believe it and stand on it and not kiki. Like Nikki says like she's the queen, she's the goat. She says I don't give a fuck that it's like I don't give a fuck that it's like 1,000 ride bitches out. I don't have to like none of you hoes. And she stands on it. And she tried collaborating with some of them. She gave you bitches chances after chance, but she don't have to like none of you bitches. And I feel like that's very fair. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I feel like more people need to do that and stand on it because I feel like there are some people want to play kumbaya and like hold hands and do all of this shit and like when it comes to female rap, these female rappers want to be friends and then kiki and make Nikki look like she the only one that don't fuck with bitches, and it's like, well, at least she stands on it. She feel like she rap better than all you hoes. She feel like none of you bitches can rap and she don't fuck with you, and she stands on it. But all of y'all want to hold hands and da da da, and then y'all want to rap certain shit in y'all raps, but it's like y'all all kikiing, y'all all this and all that. And I'm not saying that I feel like everybody needs to beef or have an issue, but it's like I feel like it just shows the clear difference. I feel like the people that I actually appreciate people that are cocky. I appreciate it because I feel like at least I feel like most people that I know who are extremely confident in themselves and they come across really like really cocky. I mean, they kind of have every right to pop their shit the way that they do. Like if they feel like they really that nigga when it comes to making music, a lot of the times and music is actually fucking fire. And guess what? If it's not, then that's my personal opinion. But I appreciate people who are cocky and who feel like, you know what, I'm the best at this. Like, or I'm extremely good, or I'm better than most at this. I feel like most people should feel that confident in themselves, feel that confident in your creativity. Don't allow anyone to dim your light or make you feel like, you know what, you need to dumb yourself down and not be as confident in yourself because it makes other people uncomfortable. Fuck that. Fuck that. If you know you the shit, pop your shit. And can't nobody really say shit to you, to be honest. Like nobody can really say nothing that you don't know is a fact, that you already know is like, can't nobody tell you anything different from what you already know is a fact. So it just don't even matter. It literally doesn't matter. So yeah. I didn't want to go too deep into like stand culture and shit. That's why like I was having trouble talking because I was trying to gotta choose my words up wisely, be careful with what I say, because I'm like, ugh, that's gonna be like a whole separate conversation. So I can't wait to do like the music show that I want to do. I have so many ideas, so many plans. So I'm like super excited to do that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed episode 14. If you're watching this on the rewatch, thank you so much for and I'll see you next time. Bye.